2023 has had a ton of great games so far, but I've narrowed it down to the top 7. What's up, nerds, and welcome to Endgame. I'm Hoops4, and 2023 has definitely had highs and lows in terms of video games, but I want to focus today on the highlights. Narrowing this list down to just 7 was difficult, as there has been a healthy mix of big AAA releases and some smaller titles that have made quite the splash. My list is not in any order and will be a mix of these big releases and some smaller ones that are still worth your time. Please remember that this is just my opinion, and if you disagree and one of your favorites isn't here, then let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear all about it. So without further ado, these are my top 7 games of 2023 so far. Let's go ahead and enter gaming.
Enter gaming.
Final Fantasy XVI. Let's start with the most recent game on this list, Final Fantasy XVI. While it may not check all the boxes for longtime series fans, especially with the incredibly light RPG mechanics, it is one heck of a game. A roller coaster story with all of the emotions, an open zoned world that is gorgeous, and one of the best combat systems in recent memory. Sure, it's a far cry from the old turn-based system, but this action-packed Devil May Cry hack-and-slash combat is exhilarating. The number of abilities is astonishing and allows your build to vary in a ton of different ways. And between the spectacle in the incredible cinematics and the iconic icon battles, Final Fantasy XVI is not a game that I will be forgetting anytime soon. Hi-Fi Rush. It is criminal that Hi-Fi Rush isn't talked about more. Hi-Fi Rush is a great game, and a great example of what Xbox can offer the gaming world. Shadow dropped right after the Xbox January showcase. Hi-Fi Rush is an action-packed rhythm game that lands on everything it sets out to be. It is a game designed to be finished. It doesn't overstay its welcome, and it introduces some truly interesting and entertaining characters to supplement its awesome rhythm-based combat. It was the talk of the town after it dropped, but that talk slowed down pretty quickly. So here is your reminder that Hi-Fi Rush is one great game. Dead Space Remake. The first of 2 survival horror remakes to make this list, Dead Space Remake takes everything that was loved about the original and recaptures it with a new coat of paint. It is still a fantastic and terrifying time navigating Isaac Clarke through the USG Ishimura. The necromorphs are even scarier, and the lighting is much improved. Heck, they even changed the most frustrating level from the original, and that's a win in my book. And if you are enjoying this content, please do me a favor and consider subscribing. Most of my viewers are not subscribed, and it would help me out a ton. Dredge. Dredge definitely doesn't get talked about enough. This indie is basically a mix of fishing simulator and a touch of horror. You go out during the day to complete your fishing assignments, but at night the waters change, and the creatures of the deep come out. A fishing minigame is one of the core gameplay elements, along with an inventory management system that is both fun and satisfying. I'm going to leave this one short and sweet because I can only say so much about it. It's best to just experience it yourself to see what Dredge really has to offer. Hogwarts Legacy. Potterheads have needed a good Harry Potter game for the longest time, and Hogwarts Legacy finally delivered. Dropping in February for next-gen consoles, Hogwarts Legacy finally let myself and many other fans really take a deep dive inside Hogwarts in the magical wizarding world. Exploration is a delight, with secrets around every corner, especially inside the walls of Hogwarts. The story is decent, with an interesting look into ancient magic, and the combat is a ton of fun, definitely one of the highlights. Weaving spells with basic attacks lets you live out your dreams of being a Hogwarts student thwarting evil, and it is a blast from start to finish. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Resident Evil 4 Remake had quite a task ahead of it, being a remake of one of the most beloved survival horror games of all time. And while some hardcore fans may still prefer the magic and the feel of the original, RE4 Remake largely succeeds in every area. Following the success of RE2 Remake and the flaws of RE3 Remake, RE4 luckily fell closer to the former rather than the latter. The action is as good as ever, and it even introduced a new parry mechanic. The scares are still present, and Ashley, well, she's still Ashley. All in all, RE4 Remake is a faithful adaptation of the original that appeals to both longtime fans and newcomers alike. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. How do you take a masterpiece like Breath of the Wild, known widely as one of the best games ever made, and improve on it in numerous ways? I'm still not sure, but Nintendo seems to know what they're doing. Just look at Tears of the Kingdom, an absolute gem of a game. Nintendo managed to improve the Breath of the Wild formula in ways that I and many others never saw coming. First, Hyrule is now layered into a main level, the sky, and the depths. Each has their own characteristics and different hazards. For instance, the depths are where you mostly find gloom, which not only damages you, but breaks your hearts too, which reduces your maximum health for a time. And of course, we have to mention the building mechanic that turns Tears of the Kingdom into one of the most fun sandbox games in recent memory, if not of all time. There is a world of possibilities when you go to tackle any obstacle, whether a shrine, a tough combat encounter, or to just find your mobility around the world. The building mechanic ensures that you can do it your way every time. While this list is full of amazing games, this one may just take the cake, and Tears of the Kingdom definitely has its eyes set on Game of the Year when it all is said and done. So there you have it. Those are my picks for the top 7 games of 2023 so far. Be sure to let me know your list down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, then please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I'm Hoops4, this is InGame, and I'll see you nerds on the next one. Peace. Thank you for watching, right here on InGame. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.